Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Sunday coffee talk with the Chad. And these are authentic coffee talks. So this is Sunday morning for me in Thailand. I think maybe you can tell, I look tired in the videos of my coffee talks because I just literally get up, been up maybe 10, 15 minutes, make my cup of coffee, grab the camera, set up stuff, pick a place I want to sit, and we go at it. Now, today, I think I'm going to name this coffee talk, Don't Come to Thailand. So if you're planning a vacation to Thailand, I would probably, in my opinion, me living in Thailand for the past 4 years, is I would probably postpone my vacation, postpone it, not come right now at this time. So we're going to talk about the earthquake that happened in Thailand and Myanmar, plus a possible tsunami. So this isn't going to be fear mongering. This is all based off of what's going on in Thailand with Thai news and stuff like that. Especially, Ang, my girlfriend, is Thai, so she likes to watch the Thai news. Of course, I don't watch the Thai news because I don't understand Thai. Even if I did understand Thai, I wouldn't watch the news. I don't even watch the news in my own country, in the United States. So, just because it's, just decades of just negativity, you know what I mean? So I usually don't, I'm not an advocate of just watching the news and constantly keeping up with what's going on. But here in Thailand, I've been going out with Ang since I met her back in 2021. Kind of started getting a little bit more serious in 2022. So this is where I kind of get a lot of my information. A lot of my information is just accurate just because she's Thai. She's a Thai local. A lot of stuff on the Thai news that just isn't shared with you by other YouTubers that kind of brand their channels on Thailand. They kind of, just totally ignore it altogether. But anyway, kind of flipping back to Thailand is this week we had just a few days ago, we had a huge, a 7.7 earthquake hit Bangkok. And I'm sure most of you are aware of it now. Maybe some of you don't know, but because it's been all over the news, it actually hit in Myanmar. So it tore up Myanmar pretty good. And then it hit in Bangkok. But it hit Bangkok 7.7. There were some aftershocks. Now, again, all this is on Thai news, so I'm not making this stuff up. I get it from Ang because Ang tells me, keeps me up to date. but yeah, so that was a huge earthquake. There was a lot of buildings collapse in Bangkok. A lot of damage. If the buildings didn't collapse, it flipping cracked the building, or it cracked a lot of houses. Because remember, in Thailand, even this house, most of the Thai style houses, they still build with concrete and cement. So all the walls are just cement. So that's kind of the foundation. So a lot of the structures are just a great big crack going up, or crack going up your house, or crack going up the condo. They had some structures actually just completely fall to the ground. There was one in Bangkok, which I feel bad now, because nobody's going to get their money back. They were building a condo, so they already had a condo, kind of the structure built way up. That whole structure flipping collapsed. I mean, it's sad because, of course, there's deaths involved and stuff like that. But even Ang said, when that collapsed, it's probably gonna be some sort of lawsuit involved, just because it should have been more safer built rather than just collapsing like that. But that's a whole nother can of worms. I don't know if I would really want to get into with Thai real estate, how they build houses, Thai houses. Even if you buy a European house, a European style house here, I mean, they do this everywhere, but especially in Thailand, they really cut corners. Even if they know how to do it, when you hire people to build stuff for you, you yourself pretty much have to know how to do it, or at least know how to do the steps, or you got to watch them. Because if not, they're just cut corners. Uh, which I did talk about this. Like if you see behind me, this is the Aang's wall. They put up a cement wall all around. It's not finished yet. That's why it looks kind of, you got the sand on the ground. But this structure over here is all done. It's been up for a year, and there's already just cracks all over it. There's already just like spider web cracks. You know what I mean? Like you can see those like spider webs. You can see them, but it's actually a crack forming just all over. And it's just from them cutting corners, not doing it right. And that's what you kind of find even in luxury condos here in Thailand. You know, they within between year like three, 4, 5, you're already doing major flipping repairs in your house you bought in Thailand, or you're already, or in a condo, they're already doing major repairs they shouldn't be doing in year 4 and year 5. Even like when I lived at La Casita, La Casita is brand new. When I left La Casita, it was only 5 years old. They're already doing flipping just massive repairs. And when they repair things, they build things cheap, and it just doesn't make any sense to me. But going back to the earthquake, it caused massive damage. There was some aftershocks. This was on the Thai news, but it doesn't kind of get out there. They kind of say it's only happening in Bangkok. Bangkok got pretty much all the damage, but the aftershock happened in Hua Hin. I used to live in Hua Hin, so Aang and I have friends in Hua Hin. And she has Thai friends in Hua Hin, so they'll text her and be like, "There's an earthquake in Hua Hin. It just didn't cause damage, but it was an aftershock, or small enough. But an earthquake happened in Hua Hin. There was actually earthquake happening in I'm up in Surin right now. So Surin is about 6 hours north of Bangkok, and there's actually an aftershock that happened in Buriram. Buriram's only 30 minutes from Surin. So like 30 minutes south of Surin. So it was actually, that came in last night. So the aftershocks are coming up closer and closer to northern Thailand as well. But again, the aftershocks, it isn't that magnitude of the strongest. But since I kind of titled this video, or this coffee talk, like don't come to Thailand. The only reason I say that is really, just honestly, if you are planning to you have a vacation set for Thailand, and then next couple weeks, or even the next month, I would probably cancel it and postpone it if you can. I know that sucks because it takes a lot of planning for vacation and stuff like that. Even right now, when you research on Google, I even saw a post like saying, "Oh, there's no like tsunami warning. There's no nothing. There's no, everything's fine. People can still travel." But again, Bangkok is still tore up. A lot of Halong that live in Bangkok already. I saw even this morning. I saw where they're already like breaking their leases and forfeiting their leases and coming back to going back home. You know what I mean? Because it's dangerous. Especially probably when you're right in Bangkok, and you're not seeing it on the news, but you're seeing it eye for eye. You know what I mean? Like how strong a 7.7 earthquake really is. Now I've been in earthquakes because I lived in California, but I haven't been in a 7.7. Or seeing it eye for eye, you're seeing structures crack, or just that scary part. Like you're in your condo, you're in your building, and your whole building just swaying. Like, a lot of people are just like, dude, I didn't think I was going to get out in time. I thought I was going to collapse, me like running down the stairs. It is scary stuff. Even though I'm kind of putting some light on it a little bit, but it is super scary. Or it's just seeing things fall down, so it is crazy scary. So a lot of people that live in Thailand, a lot of people are just forfeiting their leases right now and getting out. I don't know if they're going someplace else in Thailand, which I highly doubt. They're probably just going home at this time. So, again, like, you don't want to come on vacation and Bangkok's tore up. That's just going to ruin your vacation. Um, now I've been talking to a lot of locals in Aang, because this is where you kind of get the tsunami warning from, is because they don't want you to stop you to come on vacation. Uh, so of course they'll say there is no tsunami warning, meaning that they haven't really detected a tsunami. But you have to understand too, with a tsunami, I mean, you live somewhere that they do have tsunamis, like Thailand. A tsunami warning, when there's actual warning and a evacuation, usually you might be given minutes to evacuate. That's how quickly the tsunami comes. You know what I mean? At most, they might only have a half hour, or an hour. I mean, it's up and down, like it's all over the place. When they actually produce a warning. So it's not like they produce a warning for a day or two, but it's just, it can. I mean, I researched this and I asked Aang. It's all over the place. They could give you 10 minutes to evacuate if you live around the ocean. That's how quick things can happen. But but what I can tell you with Thai news is, even even Phuket Island, Phi Islands, Krabi, Patong, are all preparing for a tsunami. Okay, they're all. What I mean by that is they're all kind of putting evacuation plans in place, even at the hotels, resorts, condos, especially at the hotels and resorts, just in case a tsunami would hit. Um, Aang has showed me footage, because she's kept up with it, because she's Thai, that people have filmed in Phuket. I don't know if it's Patong Beach, what beach it is in Phuket, but the tide is crazy, crazy, crazy low. And that's one of the signs a possible tsunami will hit. Because basically what happens when a tsunami is kind of preparing, it will pull the tide really. It's almost like you've ever been, you've been in the water, you've been in an ocean, you've been at the beach, where it pulls a little bit, that current pulls you back a little bit. That's the tide, because it pulls back a little bit to produce a wave. So in a tsunami, the wave is so flipping huge, it pulls the tide way back that you've never seen it before. Like when you go to the beach, the tide is so far back, you're like, holy crap, like what's going on? And where you can see the fish flopping, all the crabs all over the place. And that's usually a warning sign that not 100% a tsunami would come, but a possibility. That's already occurring in Phuket, okay, around the beaches. Like a lot of Thai locals are already filming it. And a lot of Thai locals are already talking about that, just the possibility of it. Just a lot of Thai locals are crazy. They're coming with a speaker system. Um, they are there. That's what they do. They drive by like crazy slow, like the speed of me walking, and they have like an intercom system selling. She's selling eggs, but it's all in Thai, but it's so flipping loud. Sometimes it's annoying. But it's so loud. Plus, it's early in the morning. Um, but anyway, what was I talking about? The tsunami, preparing to preparing for a tsunami. But a lot of locals, I lived in Phuket for 1 year, and I lived in Patong, right by Patong Beach. And it's so funny, like the locals here with the weather, I mean, they could look out at the beach and say, "Oh, it's going to rain today," and it rains almost 100%. Like they're really smart when it comes to the weather, just like looking at things. And so, I mean, I'm not saying, again, don't take it the wrong way. I'm just saying, like, what I hear from Thai news, what I hear from Aang, because she keeps up with it, what videos and stuff like that people film around the beach cities. Again, if I was on come on vacation within the next couple weeks or a month or next week, I probably wouldn't come. I'm not saying something's going to happen. I'm not saying that one, but just for me being in Thailand, I probably wouldn't come. Um, just because, again, Thailand's going to tell you to come, it's okay, because they still want you to come and spend money and make money and spend money in Thailand, spend money in these tourist areas. Uh, but sometimes with that, it's not always the truth. Uh, because like I came to Thailand. I never told this story, but I tell the story, but not on video. I came to Thailand in 2021. I came post-pandemic. So Thailand was the first country to actually supposedly open up to international travel after the pandemic. So it was called the Sandbox program. And in the Sandbox program, we were basically all lied to. Within the Sandbox program, we were told Thailand's 100% open, but you could only travel to Phuket. So that's how I ended up in Phuket for a year. And so we were told Phuket was 100% open to travel. Everything's open in Thailand. But at the same time, they're telling you this through the Sandbox program. I had friends that were Thai in California that had Thai family in Thailand. They're contradicting me. They're telling me the opposite. They're telling me, "Oh no, my Thai family is saying everything's shut down. Don't come." And I'm like, then I'm saying, "Yeah, but through the Sandbox program, they're telling me everything's open." But anyway, I kind of wanted to travel so bad, get out and stuff like that. I ended up doing the Sandbox program, come to Thailand, went to Phuket. But once we got to Phuket, guess what? Everything was closed. So, you know what I mean? Like, they just kind of lie to you to get you here, but everything's closed. Yes, Phuket was open for international travel, but when you actually came, you had a quarantine. Most of the restaurants were closed. All the bars were closed. They weren't allowed to serve alcohol in the bars. Uh, they did eventually open up the bars, but they had a curfew. They had to shut down at 8 p.m. at nighttime. Then while I was there, they closed things down twice when I was there, completely. So it just kind of goes to show you, like, it's sometimes you're not getting the most accurate information. uh, and I just know that a lot of money is spent on vacations. A lot of money is saved up and stuff like that, because I would go on vacations every year because I love to travel. So I know the time spent, the money saved and spent, and everything put into it. And I know it's a hassle to cancel, but it's probably easier for you to cancel now because there is a huge tsunami, and maybe get your, not huge tsunami, sorry about that, basically the huge earthquake right now that actually hit. It's probably easier for you to get your money back when things are already paid for, because it at least gives you a well enough excuse why you're postponing or why you're canceling. But again, I'm just telling you what I would do. Okay, you don't have to listen to me. Makes sense. I'm not. You could come and have a wonderful time. Nothing could happen. You know what I mean? And even when we're talking about this, I hope a tsunami wouldn't hit, because it would just tear up the beach city. I mean, totally. Um, then if it hits by surprise, you got, of course, you got casualties in that mess as well. Uh, but hopefully that doesn't happen. But there is a real possibility, just because the earthquake can stir up things in the ocean. Um, but but yeah, I just kind of, this stuff was on my mind for the coffee talk, and I felt like, might as well share it. That something kind of happened this week. I wasn't really affected by it, but because, again, I was up in Surin, northern Thailand. Um, I did, like, where have I lived in Thailand? I've lived in Phuket for 1 year. That's southern Thailand, so that's the most southern you can go. So I lived in Phuket, lived in Patong, really lived in Kathu. I lived right on the border of Kathu and Patong. So basically, I could just get out and walk and walk over, and I'll be right in Patong. Um, but lived there about a year. Went home, visit family, came back. Then I went up to Hua Hin, lived in Hua Hin about a year and a half. In between that time, I went home, visit family, come back. Broke my lease in Hua Hin. Then when I say I broke my lease in one hand, I did everything legally. Plus, I got back 100% of my security deposit. Uh, so, so if you want to know how to do that, comment below. If you're in Thailand, um, then where else? I right now been up in Surin for the last couple months. Northern Thailand. Been up here several times. This is Aang's family, Aang's house. So been up here several times. This isn't my first time, but this is my first time to stay up here, for 2 or 3 months. Um, around Thailand, been to Myanmar a couple times, just for border runs and stuff like that. Recently, I went down to Cambodia. The Cambodian border, one of the borders is really close to Surin. Went down there. Probably won't do. When I went down to Cambodia, I was actually planning to stay a whole day, maybe the night down there. But the uh, 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 plans changed because guy, her nephew couldn't get in, couldn't cross the border because he didn't have a passport. But I guess like it's kind of common sense where Chad. But with Thai, see, Thai has these weird rules and weird laws. Like when you're a Thai local, like with Thai, like a Thai will tell you, oh, with Cambodia, we can just walk across. We just need our Thai ID. That's it. Because so many Thai like work in Cambodia. Khmer people work in Thailand, but Cambodian people will work in Thailand because the Thailand baht is stronger than the Cambodian real, the currency there. So a lot of if you're Khmer, you're come over to Thailand to work because you'll make more money. Then you bring it back to your country. So been down there. But not anything. To me, I don't really count it because you just go down for a day and come back. Like before, I used to own a luxury condo in the Philippines, so know a lot about the Philippines. Used to be over there, but that's it. And then in a nutshell, there's a lot more to that, but in a nutshell, when we just talked about Thailand, uh, uh, been in a little bit all over the place. Then plus before that, I love to travel anyway for vacations and stuff like that. So kind of very well-rounded when it comes to travel, for the most part. Again, depending upon who I compare myself to. That's all. It's true. When you talk about success and stuff like that, it really depends upon who you compare yourself to. If I compare myself to people who never take vacations or they take vacations sometime, or you compare yourself to people who take vacation but they never leave the country. Yeah, I'm very, very well-rounded. I have way more experience than they do. But, if I compare myself to someone who they have several houses international, maybe they have a house in Dubai, house in Thailand, house in the States, house in Italy, that's bringing it up a notch. That's bringing it up a notch. So that they're going to have a little bit more experience than me. But so it always depends on who you're comparing yourself to when in the idea of success. But anyway, my friends, just wanted to share that with you. It's been about a half hour now, so probably wrap it up. Don't really have that much more going on. This was a super busy week. Was doing a lot of SEO. Got caught up with a video that's going to be posted on Monday. That's going to be live on Monday. I ended up editing it. It's not that it's like that great edited, but I almost spent the whole week editing it between doing other things. So that's why like this week was kind of like a blur because I spent so much time on just one video, which I don't do. I mean, sometimes I just do it because I'm in the mood. But again, with time wise, I can't put that much time in like one video, just editing wise. That's why this week was a blur a little bit because it's like, what did I do this week? Then it's like I basically edited one video. And then plus did a lot of SEO on my personal website. They really cleaning up, building out the ecosystem, like I explained in another coffee talk. When you look at branding, looking at your brand, even YouTube's fits in there too. That ecosystem, So been cleaning a lot of things up. That's a little bit tedious work. Got a lot of noise coming by. Um, so this week has been kind of a little bit more of a tedious week. Uh, I mean, I worked a lot. It just doesn't feel like I got a lot done. I don't. It's just one of those weeks. But anyway, peace out. Blessings to you. Remember, we got a super thanks spotlight. Leave a super thanks below if you have a question or you want to dive into. We can discuss this on the Coffee Talk here. Go a little bit more in detail of answering your question, what's going on, what's really going on. Just depending upon what your question is. Bottom line. But anyway, peace out. Blessings to you. And I'll see you next Sunday.